back to my channel, Mess with Michelle. Today's video, I'm tackling tough messes with my Hoover Powerdash Pet carpet cleaner. This is a follow-up to a video that I posted a few months back demonstrating how to use it. So I want to see how well does it work on tough stains. So I'm going to go down to my basement on my test carpet, put on some nasty stains, and see how it performs. So if you like this type of content, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. So let's get to the cleaning. In today's demonstration, I'm using ketchup, mustard, chocolate syrup, and red wine. I've used a tablespoon of ketchup, mustard, as well as a chocolate syrup, and just smeared it onto the carpet fibers and let it sit for about an hour. And then I used an ounce of red wine and just poured it onto the carpet and once again let it sit for about an hour before tackling these messes. And I also vacuumed the carpet prior to filming. I will be using Bissell's Pet Stain and Odor formula to clean the carpets, and Hoover does offer their full line of carpet cleaning solutions, but unfortunately I didn't have it available for this video, so I will be using Bissell's formula, but there is a whole line of solutions you can purchase for Hoover products. The first stain that I'm tackling is the ketchup, and I've just started up the machine. I'm pulling the trigger and I'm just pushing the Powerdash forward while holding the trigger, releasing the solution. And I'm doing this in a forward and backwards motion because using the Powerdash you can clean the carpets in forward and also reverse mode. If you're looking for a full demonstration of how to use the Powerdash, definitely check out the description box where I'll leave a link to my video of how to use the Hoover Powerdash Pet carpet cleaner. But for this demonstration, I'll just be showing you the removal of the stains, and right now the Hoover is doing quite well, as you can see, because that ketchup stain is virtually gone. So here's a close-up of the carpet and there's no traces of that ketchup. So far so good. So moving on to stain number 2, it's yellow mustard. Comment below if you've ever had mustard on your rugs or your carpet. Man, what a pain in the butt to try to remove. So I'm just using the Powerdash over the stain, pushing the trigger once again, and I'm pushing the machine in a forwards and backwards motion over the stain to try to remove this bright yellow mustard from my carpet. And as I mentioned, I did allow each of the stains to sit on the carpet for about an hour or so, just to give the Hoover a bit more of a challenge, and definitely it shows that the Hoover is doing a great job of removing that yellow mustard, because within a few passes you can virtually see no yellow on the carpet whatsoever. So I did notice after cleaning the mustard, there was a little tiny fluff of carpet that was flicked behind the machine with yellow mustard stain, but nothing too major, but I just want to point that out that I found during the demonstration with the mustard. So now I'm moving on to the chocolate syrup. So this is the syrup that you put into your milk and you have a chocolatey beverage for your kids, or if you're like me, an adult, I like drinking this just as much as a kid. So kind of bring back the kid into me having this in the house. So I just put a tablespoon on the carpet and I just smeared it in just lightly, allowed it once again to sit on the fibers to penetrate the carpet. And I noticed that right away when I was moving the Powerdash over the stain, this was getting a little bit trickier because the stain wasn't getting pulled out as fast as the ketchup as well as the mustard. So I have to go over the stain quite a few times and try to pull as much of the chocolate from the carpets as I could. I wasn't really keeping track of how many passes it took to remove each stain, just because every stain was so different. I didn't want to put a number of how many passes I was going to use to get the stain out, because any stain on your carpet is unique and it depends on how long it's sitting there and what actually fell on the carpet and what you're cleaning up. So I just went over the stain as many times as needed to try to pull as much of the stain off the carpet as possible and to make it look as clean as possible. So here's the end result after cleaning the chocolate, and it looks like the Hoover has a bit of a challenge when it comes to chocolate because there is quite a few stains left behind. I did go over the carpet with the Hoover Powerdash multiple times, but this is the best results I can get. So it's a bit of a tougher challenge, but it did a great job of removing most of the chocolate stains, but you can see that it wasn't perfect. So moving on to the red wine, which is my most exciting, and looking forward to using the Powerdash on this stain. I am posting this video on Valentine's Day, which I think think it's so fitting for a red wine stain, because if you're celebrating and oopsie, all of a sudden you drop that red wine on your beautiful white rug or carpet, you definitely need something to clean it up. So I wanted to see how well it worked, the Hoover, on this stain, and I was actually quite impressed. I did use an ounce of red wine, and I did let it sit even maybe a little bit longer than an hour because I was cleaning the other stains prior to getting to this one. But it only took a few passes to start removing that really bright red, and then I'm just going over with the machine multiple times just to pull up as much of the red wine as I could. And once I was satisfied to remove most of the stain, then I stopped and I completed the cleaning process. So definitely stick around to the end of this video, because I'm going to share with you the dirty water dump of all the gross contents that come out of the dirty water tank. Because if you're like me, I do find it quite unusually satisfying to see what is coming out of my carpets, because I just feel so much better knowing that the carpets are nice and fresh and clean. So I'm sharing that at the very end of this video. So that carpet is looking pretty good for removing the red wine, but I do have the ability to remove the carpet and lift it up because there is no under padding, because it is in my basement. But you can see that there is a sneaky little secret underneath this carpet where the red wine, it looks like that it was sucked up on the surface level, but when you flip over the carpet, you do see another story. There's a nice big red stain underneath. So it does show for these tough messes that the Hoover can pick up the surface level stain, but when it comes to penetrating really deep in the fibers, it definitely did not do the job, because you can see there's still quite a bit of red color on the stain area, and right next door is the chocolate stain, and you can see as well that there's a bit of a stain left over underneath. So if you are using this carpet cleaner on wall-to-wall carpet and you can't get underneath to see what's happening under there, you can possibly just imagine that there's going to be staining on your under padding and underneath the bottom of your carpet. But when it came to the mustard as well as the ketchup, there was no penetration all the way through, just a bit of water. So I just finished cleaning the carpets, and I have to say I'm quite impressed on the performance of the Hoover Powerdash Pet on these tough stains. It removed most of the stains with ease, with the exception of the chocolate sauce, which took a few more passes, and there's a little bit staining left over, but for the amount of chocolate on the carpet, I think it did quite well. Now when it came to the red wine, I was quite impressed how well it lifted off the stain off the surface level, but you did see that underneath the carpet there was quite a bit of staining underneath. So if you're having wall-to-wall carpet, remove the top surface level stain, but underneath you could be left with another stain. So overall, for a very cost-effective carpet cleaner, I think that it's a go-to when it comes to cleaning messes in my home. It's under 13 pounds. It could be under $100 depending on if you can find it on sale. So leave a comment, let me know what you think of those results and if you have one. And don't forget, before you head out, to give this video a like if you enjoyed it. So I'll catch you next time when I upload my video next week.